Hey, it's Don. Welcome to Don't Worry, I'm Finite, Brazil edition. I'm heading down the stairs of my apartment building right now. Probably should look where I'm walking. So I'm heading out to the Se Church, which is the big church in Sao Paulo. It's only a few kilometers from here. So I'm gonna take a nice little walk, trying to be safe. I hear a lot of things about safety here. It wasn't just people being worried about South America. It is actually more dangerous here, and they say keep your phones away and don't appear ostentatious or foreign or whatever, touristy. So I'm gonna do my best, but I'm still white. So here we go. So I'm outside the Metropolitan Cathedral, the Cathedral de Se. Great neo-Gothic architecture. Hopefully the light from the stained glass windows will really create some really interesting things. So let's go see what we can see. So I'm here in the chapel, or in the church. Some really, really beautiful architecture and windows, and a really nice light coming in from the stained glass. I'm getting some reflections on the pews too. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to be disrespectful in here. So I'm just going to take some quick photos, walk around, and then head out. Look at this light. It's amazing. So, one thing I want to give it to Sao Paulo for, people wear their masks everywhere. I never know when to take it on and off. So, but also, it's a little bit humid, so my glasses get steamed up, so I'm like, glasses on, mask off, mask on, glasses off, or both. You never know. No, okay, glasses on, mask off, got it. So there's definitely a little bit of a feeling of a sense of not being completely safe here. Partly there's a lot of homeless people. When you go to the church, you see a lot of homeless people outside and a lot of people milling around. It's very busy. You gotta watch your back. I'm keeping everything in my pockets, keeping my phone away. It's probably good advice. So I'm gonna keep on doing that for right now. So I'm back in my neighborhood now, which is Bras, and feels a bit safer. Still a bit loud, but a bit safer here to talk into my camera. So yeah, as I was saying, it's got a bit of a sense of, it's a little bit of a sense of danger and worry, partly because people have told me that and I've read about that. So I'm being a little extra careful, a little extra cautious with my gear, and but otherwise, it was great. I got some really great shots of the architecture and the light from the stained glass windows. Really beautiful in there. It's a gorgeous chapel, and so I'm gonna head upstairs and take a look at them now. Hey, okay, so sorry it's a little echoey in here. I'm back at the house. Just been going through these photos from the church. I'm really happy with some of the ones I got. I'm going to put up some of the stuff on the screen from how I was going through them and editing them, show you kind of the back and forth. They started off a little brighter, a little more washed out than I would like, based on the feeling I was going for. There was a lot of play of light and dark in the church, so I wanted to use that to my advantage while I was editing. So what I did was I boosted up the blacks, I pulled the blacks out, but boosted the clarity. I really wanted to push that juxtaposition between light and dark. There was blackness, and the color from the stained glass window was really playing on the pillars and on the opposite wall, and it was beautiful, and really kind of plays with that metaphor of light versus dark, good versus evil, and that works well in a church setting, especially one like this. But I really wanted it to be like kind of a darkness on the outside and one section of light. And then some of the ones I really played with that I really enjoyed were putting the pillar with the stained glass light in the foreground, and then leading up to that very unique neo-Gothic roof, and kind of showcasing the architecture. And the architecture there is beautiful, very symmetrical too. So for some of those I would play with the symmetry, center things, and have the symmetry shown on either side. But I also wanted to play against that as well. So I intentionally skewed my subject off to one side, or I turned the frame just enough, play with that composition, and just make things a little more asymmetrical and give you a different perspective. Perspective is really the thing that I was aiming for here, shooting from that harsh perspective with leading lines, using this one that I'll put up here, which is the pillar in the foreground. And you're seeing the stained glass windows in the back, and the shapes on the ceiling as well. And I really wanted that to be a highlight of what I'm showing here. I'm really happy with these maybe 10 images that I chose from the 40 that I shot. And got some really good stuff in there. Some really kind of standard architectural church shots with the floor in the foreground. Playing with the light from those windows, I wanted to up the clarity and the contrast. And I didn't really play with the vibrance or the saturation at all. That brought it out a little too much. So really I just wanted to make that blackness come out and have the darkness coming in on the outside, and then the light shining through. So that's what I went for. I hope you like that. I hope you have, you can kind of see on some of the sliders, if you pause on the side, how I did. I pulled the highlights way down, pulled the contrast up a little bit. I had to play with the exposure in some of them. And as you can see, when I flip back and forth between some of these images, this one, goes from light to dark and then dark to light, which is great in Lightroom. You can switch back and forth easily using the backslash key to see how your image has changed from the beginning. So it really shows you what you've done. It also can help if you've gone a little too far with that editing. So hope you like those. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'm loving the architecture in the city and all this stuff. There are going to be some more videos. I'm going to show you the apartment very soon, and show you more of my exploration of the city and my trying the local cuisine. That'll be soon. I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for subscribing again if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Glasses on, mask off, mask on, glasses off.